Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about are your tools. Each table has a box that looks something close to this, and these tools are meant to be shared with the entire table. If I see you guys arguing over them or not using them properly, I'm going to have to take them away from your table, so make sure to think about that and be respectful with them. In addition to the tools, you'll be sharing with your elbow partners a small cup of water. So if you notice here, I barely have any water in the bottom of this, and that is on purpose because really you should not be using a lot of water with your clay, and we'll talk about that more when you see me do my slip and score with the elephant I'll be making. The other thing that's at your table that might be new for you guys today are two sheets of animal images. These animal images you guys can use to help your brain come up with some ideas. So once you're back at your table and you have your clay and your mat and your apron on, start to think about what you might want to practice making today. For me, I have a daughter that loves elephants, so I'm going to be making an elephant. When I look at this sheet, I'm going to look at one of the elephants that I see here, and I'm going to ask myself what each part of the elephant, what form it's closest to. So for instance, its head is closest to a sphere. So I'm going to pinch off some clay, and I'm going to start with making a sphere. Now, once I have one form, I can think about some of the other parts that I see. So the body would probably also be closest to a sphere, but it's going to need to be bigger than the sphere that I already made. So I pinch off a little more clay. I'm going to continue with that process until I have all of my forms made. And then I'll show you how we use the score and slip to put those forms together. Okay, so I have all my forms made, and here's where the slip and score part comes in. I wish that I could just take these two pieces, his head and his body, and smash them together, but they won't stay. His head will fall off. Sad times. But if I score and slip them together, they'll be much more likely to stay. So here's how to do that. Any pieces of clay that you're going to put together, where they touch, this part and this part, where the clay pieces touch, I scratch. Don't be gentle with your scratches, people. Make them rough. It should look kind of ugly, but you won't see it. All right, so now that I've used my fork or a knife or whatever that's in there to scratch my clay or score it, I'm gonna put a little bit of water. Notice that I'm just barely touching my hands to the water, and I just smooth it over. I don't want to pour the water on. I don't even use the sponges for this step because that will make too much water in my clay. Now I put my head on there, and you can see it is a lot stronger than it was just a second ago. I can even make it stronger by doing this next step. So I'm gonna just slightly smooth it together. By smoothing those two pieces together, I'm also gonna make it a lot stronger. Now I'm gonna keep doing this with all the other forms that I made. So I made some slabs for his ears. Oh wait, those are way too big. Look at those ears. I need to cut those down a little bit. I made some spheres for his feet. We don't want to make long and skinny feet because clay is not very good at being strong when it's long and skinny. And I'll show you my little elephant when he's done.